We're going to talk about small beginnings. And everybody had, again, look at what do you guys notice? Look at the Robin Hood. It's small, right? We made that, the real estate account is still at 120 something. It's big now. It's not small. But I want you to appreciate the small beginnings. I want you to appreciate the small plays. You see what they're doing with a little bit amount of money. But in general, all of you, that's why I say it's not just the channel. Like, yeah, you guys, we remember when we were this. It's everywhere in life. And I think everybody has this problem, and myself included. I've been at this stage at many points in my life of not being able to appreciate the small beginning, not being able to even understand it, really. And that's really what I hope you guys get out of this, is just like an understanding of what you're dealing with. You know that? And I'm smiling because it's very positive. Because whatever stage you're at right now, you don't think it's this. You think it's going to look like this. And what I'm just telling you is embrace it, because anything great, anything big, everything, it starts small, and it starts really, really humbly. You know? That at the end of the day, no matter what it is, Facebook was started in a dorm. Amazon was started in a fucking garage. The stream started with 70 people. The mustard seed. Isn't that funny? Because that's what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about the mustard seed, but something a little different. This is a parable from the Bible. This is one of the parables of Jesus. This is what made me want to do this philosophy, because it caught my attention. This is the parable of the leavened bread, is what they call it. The parable of the yeast. But this is literally the shortest parable spit by Jesus in the Bible. This was his shortest bar, was this moment. Literally, and that made me ask why. I not the shortest verse, the shortest parable. He gave a story. He was trying to give a analogy, and he's explaining it, and he's breaking it down for him. But I wanted to know why it was short. I wanted to know why this was the shortest parable, and that caught my attention. Anything that's long or small, I want to know why. And what I also noticed, this parable comes up a few times in the Bible as the Gospels explain, Jesus' story. But every time it comes up, it is preceded by the parable of the mustard seed. Every single time. So literally, Jesus says if you have faith as a mustard seed, you could tell this mountain to do this, you can make it go here. He's saying if you have faith, you could do anything. And then he gives this parable. So this is the parable of the unleavened bread, and it is very, very short. Let me see. So I'm going to read the one in Luke. So it's Luke 13:20. So first, it's the parable of the mustard seed. Jesus said, "What is the kingdom of God like? How can I illustrate it? It's like a tiny mustard seed that a man planted in a garden. It grows and it becomes a tree, and the birds make nests in it. But the mustard seed is the smallest." Think about, he's explaining something visually. There's nature involved in this. But then this is the parable of the yeast. He also asked, what else is the kingdom of God like? Think about that first thing. That's what caught my attention. What is the kingdom of God like? The kingdom. Some of you ask, what's it like to be rich? What's it like when I get to this kingdom? I value the kingdom of God. You may not, but don't fool yourself. You think about this. Everybody wants to know what it's like to this, the kingdom. But this is now the ultimate, your end goal, whatever. What else is like the kingdom of God? It is like the yeast a woman used in making bread. Even though she put only a little yeast in 3 measures of flour, it permeated every part of the dough. That's it. That's the shortest parable in the Bible. He said there's a lady, she puts yeast in the bread, and it permeates to every single part of it. That's it. So what's he saying? Think about it. He said you just put yeast in and it goes through. It seems so simple. You know, he's saying when you add the leaven, when you add the yeast, what happens? It spreads throughout. You just put a little bit in one area and it will spread throughout everything. But what does it proceed with? He says this is what the kingdom of heaven is like. Big, powerful God is saying that the kingdom of heaven comes from small beginnings. He literally said the kingdom of heaven is like yeast that starts out as nothing and small, not even close to what it is in, yet it eventually grows to something big and makes everything bigger. The literal kingdom starts from nothing. The literal kingdom starts small. Everything does. Here's the concept though. It's very deep if you really think about it. Once the small amount of yeast is added to that, the natural process takes over. Don't get it twisted. Some of you like, Jesus, this, oh, no, I'm not that crazy. There is a literal natural process to the of how the biology of what the yeast does that creates that effect. It is like the seed. It starts out small, but then naturally the process, and isn't it funny that process takes time? Sometime. It may be overnight, who knows? But that natural process goes out, and it inevitably spreads throughout. That's the point, is that once the yeast is added there, it will inevitably create this natural process that would occur. You know, this is the natural process to success. You start something, trading anything, it starts from somewhere and it starts small. We've said this. If you guys go and you just stick to something, it will, again, that's why I say don't quit. Have you guys noticed why I tell you don't quit? Just because it's not spreading as fast as you want, if you remove that, you're going to have a problem. And this is what I'm saying. Appreciate the small beginnings. That's it. The kingdom starts with that. Everything starts with something small. And appreciate it. Because it's easy to not appreciate it because we think we need everything, you know? For real. And that's why I said, some of you guys, you're doing great. But you want it bigger, but you can't understand you don't recognize the process you're in. You're in the process of everything spreading right now. You see what I'm saying? Just give it time, but appreciate the small beginnings. That's all I want to talk about. I just want you to reminisce. I want you to look back at your life, and I want you to just think about this. You know? Just so it's just like, damn, like, where did you start small? Where are you now? But just like, it all starts small, dude. And that's dope. The kingdom doesn't start from big. Oh, you see the opposite? Let me say that again. The kingdom doesn't start with big. It's said in red writing as Jesus said it in his words. He said it starts from nothing, starts from small. You see, that's the problem. We want it to be big. I told you, that's the devil. That's the money when it's saying this, I'm going to give you this. Someone offers you a job, I'm going to hire you. You're going to get the best position. Come on. It shouldn't begin like that. No relationship should begin like that. You see that? You know, I know a lot of people who expect to start with everything. They don't want it. They despise the humble beginning. You know that? And I did at one point. I'm not lying. I feel that. You know, they want $5,000 trading setup. They want the 4 screens, the best computer. They want the chair because they got to sit. They spent $5,000 on the trading setup because it has to be the best. And then they spent $500 on the long-term portfolio. It's those guys. You know? It's the guys who want to come out to L.A. and they want a Youre in a house in the hills. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm messing with you. That's pretty funny, though. Come on. That's pretty funny. Sounds familiar. But no, but seriously. I used to think you needed a lot of stuff to do stuff. So their Fed minutes are out. Watch the move. Wait for it. See, no move. We'll just have to go through it. So, I used to think like that. I used to think you needed a lot to do stuff. Or, more or less, I thought building from scratch was like unnecessary. I had really unrealistic expectations of what I should make, or better yet, what I earned. A lot of times I thought I deserved more than I earned. I said I should make this much money, but I didn't earn it. I wanted, think about that. At one point, we all thought we should make more than we really earned. Again, you were starting small, you're entering something, your first job, you were going to college, whatever you thought you were going to do. You're like, I'm going to make this much money. I should be getting $1 million a month. We all thought we were going to end up at this, right? Or better yet, this is what kills people. How many of us thought we were going to have this much money by 18 years old? I was going to do this by 21. I was going to have this by 25. I was going to live here by then. And I was going to go do this by this age. And then all of this, think about that. It's crazy. It's crazy because we all do it naturally. And then do you see why we get disappointed? Think about it. And honestly, if you didn't think like that, something's wrong with you. Because you should think you should deserve all that money. You should aim high. And there's nothing wrong with that. But the problem is that if that stuff doesn't happen, or it doesn't happen on the timeline we want, we start to despise it now. Like some of us in here, and me at one point, I despised a humble beginning. I did. Even when we started making the videos, I would get mad. Until when this was before I got active on it, because I would be on and off with the YouTube, is because I despised that I would put all this work into a video and it wouldn't make money and it wouldn't get any views. Think about that. How many going through a situation, you're like, oh, well, I thought I was going to be doing this at 18. I'm 27. I should be here. I have to start here. I can't. Damn. It sucks, but it's true. But it's okay. Do you see what I'm saying? You have to be able to break it down. You have to look at everything and accept the small beginning. Like even what I told you guys yesterday, even if you fail, what's going to happen? Who cares? You know what I'm saying? You're going to end up like what? I was talking to someone, they were like, I despise moving back with my parents. I can't ever do that. I said, why? Who cares? You see what I'm saying? Because, I shouldn't be this. I couldn't do this. Why despise it? It's okay. And then they said they wanted to get into a new business. They want to quit their job. They want to do all this. I was like, why? And they're like, I don't see I want to do this. And I gave them a great idea with this. And they're like, no, but I want to do this, and I need to do this. And I said, you need to start somewhere. Why? Everything will be encompassed there. It's you want $1 million. We don't need it to start at $1 million. Honestly, let's start at 100. Then let's go to 1,000. Let's go to 10. Let's go to 50. Let's go to 100. Let's go to quarter. Let's go to half. You'll get there. Naturally, it just makes sense. But you have to start somewhere. But if you're so terrified to start here, it's a problem. It really is. Because we have a lot of people sad, angry, whatever, because they despise this small beginning. You know that? But everybody does it, man. I love it. I saw a picture the other day. It was like Travis Scott. It was Travis Scott posted a picture years ago, and it was his girlfriend, and he was like, "It's my girlfriend and her girlfriend." It was these two girls, and he posted a picture of them, and it was crazy, because that's the guy whose baby's mom is Kylie Jenner, or whatever her name is. And if you saw these chicks, it's not Kylie Jenner. You see what I'm saying? Don't forget where you came from, but appreciate the small beginnings. That's how everything is life, bro. I was driving Honda Preludes, and I still love that car. I know a lot of people, some of you now are in your humble beginning, and 2, 3, 4 years from now, your life is going to be so different. You are going to look back, and you are going to be like, damn. What's wrong with Preludes? Nothing. Amen. But do you see that? If Mustafa came down to LA and I gave him a 1997 Prelude, and you go see what I have in my garage, he might get a little disappointed. But he'd only be disappointed if he doesn't understand the process. What I'm saying, you drive this one for 1 year, 2 years, the Youre is waiting for you. Ha. You see? But some of you are like, no, I want the Youre. But if you get the Youre now, that doesn't work. I'm heading back to Ohio. Good. No, I'm kidding. You know, this is what I'm saying, man. The point is, it is very easy to get caught up in your situation. You're at your small beginnings. You have all this, right? And you're so caught up in what your situation is and what you thought and what you expected, what it should be, what you're disappointed at. You're so caught up in this that you don't recognize the situation and the reality of it. This is the reality of creation, the reality of success. Everything is natural. It's a natural process. You commit, you set a goal, you pursue it, you will get it. You put the yeast, it will spread throughout. If you stop the process before it can happen, then yes, it is not going to happen. That's what I'm saying. But if I'm saying this is the process, every one of these processes, naturally, the only common factor is a small, humble, tiny beginning, even down to every single play I have ever made. It started with $10 plays. It started with $20 plays. It started with a $100 long-term portfolio. It doesn't end there. Oh. But the point is, the common it all starts small. Always. So you will get it. I'm just saying, appreciate the fact that it starts from somewhere. Honestly, man. Have you guys heard about this thing called COVID-19? Have any of you guys ever heard of that? COVID-19? Or is it COVID? COVID? Have you? Coronavirus? Are you scared of a flu all of a sudden? Look at you. Look at. It's even like y'all don't feel me. Tell me, where did it come from, and how did it start? Did it start big? Did it just boom? We woke up. Everybody in China was infected. Everybody locked down. Everybody went inside, and everybody was on the same page all at once. Or did it naturally start with one person? Tiny, tiny area, thousands and thousands of miles far from you. Then went to one person, was still small, kept growing, but it was still small. Man, imagine if, I wish COVID was like some of you guys and me and how I used to be. Because he would have gave up. He would have infected 100,000 people and said, nah, this isn't enough. I'm going to quit. I'm going to mutate my way out of here. And then he mutated and changed everything and then fell back. Ain't that funny? It's not what happened. It's the biggest thing to change your world in the last 20 years probably. And it started so small. It started so small, and it was so small, you had the ability to ignore it for a long time. I mean, you saw it every day, and you all know about it now. When we got those UAL puts, you didn't know about it. Buying water bottles in January, people didn't know about it. But it starts small. Everything starts small, but then natural, that's it. Nature, it's the process, and everything started small. So why are we getting caught up with what we have that isn't big? It had to start small. I mean, do you guys realize that? It has to start small. It can't just become big. We all have to start small or start somewhere. So just appreciate and recognize the natural process that it's going to grow. The kingdom starts from small. That's it. The Bible, Jesus was not a church. He was not a government. He was not a corporation, and he was not a nonprofit. He wasn't born into royalty. He was not born into wealth. There's specifics behind that for a reason. How do I know about him today? It started with something really small. Everything starts small. And this is that all I want you guys to understand is that appreciate the small beginnings. Appreciate what it's going to teach you along the way. You know how much I've learned about people, YouTube, just a year of streaming and starting small, what I've learned about that, I've learned about stuff with music now. Hell, everything you are coming here that I teach you, I had to learn when I was small. Because I wouldn't be big if I didn't learn it. How do you think I came across the ghetto spread? How do you think I know how to snake the chain and 480 and $1.80? That didn't come because I came out the womb smart as hell and I knew how to trade. It didn't come because I made one good trade and it was my first year trading and that was it. Honestly, you guys want to know something crazy? I didn't think about this the other day. You want me to show you something? Peep this. I forgot I was on this account. I've had this account for years. This is one of my other accounts. Look at this. What does that say right there? Do you guys read that? Order number what? Can you see that? Do you see it or no? $19070. What does that mean? 1907. What does that fucking mean? Oh. I'm the 19,000th person to buy it. No, it's not, because what's the one that comes execute there? What's this one? 19065. Yeah, SPY's coming down now. That's a lot. $19,000 orders. Whether it's canceled, and I think it is about 10,000 executions or more. Point is, I've done at least 10 or 20,000 trades just on this account. Think about that. That's a lot. How much money would you need to execute 19,000 trades or even put in orders? Do you see what I'm saying? That's a lot. That's a lot. It started out with one. You're a little boy to me. You don't have 10,000 orders? You can't beef with me. So, appreciate what you're going to learn along the way. Like what I've learned through those 19,000 orders, what I've learned through dealing with you guys, everything, it all teaches me more and more and more. But if I started out big, I would be missing out 19,000 lessons, 19,000 opportunities, being in there just every single time. It's pretty crazy. And it's a lot, but I hope you guys realize that. You're going to start from somewhere. Why? You see, so why are you so against this process? Why is it so bad if it's small? Appreciate it. Because if you could appreciate that, you will get massive amounts of success. When you realize that it's setting you up and getting you, it's teaching you for that next level. If you really want to get to the kingdom, then you're like, oh shit, I want the kingdom. I have a small beginning. I'm in the right place. That's the criteria. That's all you have to do. That's it. You go. It's going to teach you stuff. Appreciate what it teaches you. Understand that what you learn along the way and what you learn from the small, it will make sure you could handle big. That's it. Because if you get big too fast, you can't handle it. I don't need to go talk about that. Or it'll be short-lived, or it's not going to be what you want. That's not what you signed up for. You did not work this hard for a one-night stand, my guy. You were trying to build something. Humble beginnings. Appreciate how long it takes to build the foundation. And that when you spend a year on the foundation, it'll make sure when you build that building, it's going to hold up very well. Make sure you spend that time looking for the property in the best location instead of rushing it and getting something that won't hold its value. Appreciate the small. I appreciate my first house flip. It don't matter what I'm doing now. What I learned from my first house flip taught me something. How I handled every flip and purchase and stock and everything after that taught me something. The long-term portfolio. You know how many people don't want to start the long-term portfolio because they don't want to start small? They want to get 25K first. They want this first. Maybe I'll make a bunch of money here and then start here. To do what? That's it. You may think it's unnecessary, but it's not. That's it. There's no kingdom in that. The kingdom doesn't start big. Because when you start small, all you could do is go up. What do you think I'm going to say next? You start big, all you could do is go down. And what are you going to learn from that? Why do you think people say it's a scam? You know, you're not supposed to do this. You can't do this. No. Because they started big with something, did it, and they didn't learn anything and just saw a negative outcome. Whereas if you started small, you'll learn something. And it builds. And it spreads like that yeast. It may not happen as fast as the timing. I didn't say anything about timing. But naturally, the process will occur. So, I want you guys to appreciate the small beginnings. And if I'm going to, I could keep talking about this a lot, and I love it. But this is what, I'm going to repeat this again, but this is what I will finalize most of it with. I'm not done yet, but this is what I'm going to end you. This is a line for you to keep, okay? I'm telling you. Rest assured, my friend, every kingdom started small. The kingdom is closer than you think. It's also smaller than you think in the beginning. But every kingdom started small. That's it. Every long-term portfolio started small. At one point, my main portfolio had nothing. Facebook is wrecking it right now. I'm making a ton of money. It didn't start like that. Today it did. Today it finishes like that, or it grows like that, whatever you want to call it. But you saw me start the portfolio just, that's why we did it on here. It's another beginning, but every kingdom starts small. So embrace that. Stop fighting it. Stop being against. Stop letting your mind run wild. I need to do this. Or my goal is this, so I can't do this because it doesn't give me everything. But does it get you one step closer to everything? Okay, let's start small. $20 play, $200 play. Why do you need to do 200? If all you could do is $200 a month. Think about it. Why? Like, what's wrong with 20 to 200? Why do you need 200 to 2,000? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. All I know is that that's not the process or system to how anything is built. I've never seen anybody buy massive amounts of cement when they're building the building because they said it would be faster. No, they don't buy. You start small. You stay conservative with it. But the idea is now, fuck the stock market. What about your life? I said it. Don't forget that one. I'm 18 years old. I'm not doing this. I'm this and this. I'm not doing this. Why is it such a big deal? Seriously. Why is it a problem? It's not. Really. And I don't know. That's why I said, man, this is a message of just love. I hope you guys walk away with this. And I hope you really just understand that, like, it's okay. It's okay, and every kingdom starts small. And if you're going to do it and build something big, embrace and be happy that it started small. Because if it wasn't starting small, it wouldn't be like that. Again, none of those companies started big. They wouldn't have learned what they needed to learn to corner a market, to become the greatest company in the world or anything. They learned something across the way. They all started small. So stop listening to everything. I remember I used to think you needed to buy it. You needed an LLC. You needed this. You need a college degree. You need to do all this. And only people will do this and this and this. And then I have to have this. Some people will think I need to do all this before you do something. I've had people, they get mad at that I cough or I go, in the mornings I'll be sleepy. They'll say, get your shit together. They said, don't press live if you're not ready. I said, fuck you. Of course I'm going to press live. I'm okay. It's going to start small. Anything. You might not like so. I'm not going to say I need this, and then I'm going to begin. Because I'll never do anything. That's not how the kingdom was built. That's not what the kingdom is. You got to start. But you got to appreciate it. Don't you see what I'm saying? But you have pressure. You have people around you, and everybody, the media, the world, your Instagram, everything is saying what? All you see is the final product. You guys see the final product of me. You realize that, right? You ain't seen 19,000 orders. You just saw $1.80, $4.80 on the option chain. Wow, he knew that. Oh, man, how did he know about this political shit? Damn, that Shopify. Damn, that Facebook. You just saw the final. You didn't see everything. Think about it. It's wild. That's what I'm saying. You guys take this pressure off. That's what we kept talking about. And then when you guys are looking around, man, just like seriously, like look around and like you could see what people are doing it for and that's whatever. But if you're not me, good, you weren't supposed to be me. You're not them, you weren't supposed to be. Nobody starts big. If it starts off big, they were spoiled. They didn't earn it. They didn't work for it. And it's not to judge people like that. It's just they didn't get the same thing that you're going to get out of it. It's not the kingdom. As simple as that. So, I don't know what you guys are expecting. You see what I'm saying? Maybe change the expectations. And even then, it's not like everybody's like this. And I hope you realize, like, I'm even sharing this to you. I think we hit a great milestone today. But in general, like, I used to really be like this. And I see it a lot. And I have people close to me who are like this. I see it all the damn time. And I just really hope you're able to get that it's okay with starting small. And everybody is, but nobody wants, it's like I'm asking, when I tell people go small or when it's like appreciate it, it's like it is such a hit to their pride or what they expected or anything. It's so like, it's like crushing to some people. And that's how I used to feel. Like, I feel like, I remember one of my mentors, he would say, just, no, he's like, you're doing too much. Start here. Start small. You could handle a little, you could handle a lot. It makes sense. It is like saying go on a diet to someone. I feel. I feel. So, that's what I'm sharing with you, man. And it's just to start small, and it's okay, man. And there's other people, you're not that, but all you have to do is, it doesn't matter what you see around you, stop paying attention to it. If you are going to pay attention, it's like the Facebook, clap for it. That's awesome. If it could happen to them, it could happen to me. Boom. But what's occurring at the end of the day, you just have to know. Who cares what you see? What do you know? It starts with the little. As long as it stays in that bucket, if it stays in the flour, it will permeate and grow. All you need to know is that the kingdom starts small. All you need to know is Jeff Bezos was one person selling books out of his garage before he did what he did. Mark Zuckerberg was in college doing what he was doing before he made Facebook. Every single person. It's again, before there was a Lexus, there was a pony. Before there was a pony, we didn't even know what to call it. And before that, there wasn't even enough people in here to call it anything. It's wild. So, what's the problem? Everybody, everything you see, you want money, you want to be as big as Bezos, all of this, the things you look up to, it all started small. None of you look up to something that started big. Have you realized that? Is that a reality check? Have any of you looked up to something that started big? And you're like, oh yeah, I like that. I respect that. I want to be that. I don't think so. There's a few examples. But for the most part, I mean, even when I say it, you could think about it. Isn't that funny? So, it's all humble beginnings. It all starts small. And that's the whole point of all this, man. Just appreciate the small beginnings. And it will help you so much in your mentality. And it's going to help you do a lot because you're appreciative now. That's the second part. You guys want someone to say, how do you deal with depression? Go take appreciation in everything and watch what happens. I try my best. Sometimes I could be a negative little bitch, bro. I'm telling you. And I'll hate everything. I'll live in a nice house, nice car, and I'll just be like, I don't like it. Oh, this is bothering me. Oh, no. But when I really feel good is when I'm like, oh, man, like, I have a vitamin water in the fridge. I love it. You know, I went outside the other day and I got to roll my windows down. That felt awesome. I got to walk outside. I got to go hug my mom for the first time in months. The little stuff. Oh, somebody left me a little candy at my door after they cleaned. It's like, damn. Like, bam. Like, oh, wow. Like, damn, somebody gave me a like. Somebody even dropped a dollar donation, anything. It's like, damn, appreciate everything. And watch what happens. I'm telling you, tell me life doesn't become 10 times easier, I would be surprised. Because if you appreciate the little things, it'll be good. And now you'll be easier on yourself. Some of you guys, you're talking to yourself and you're beating yourself up because you're at this humble beginning and it's not where you thought you were going to be. So you're just fighting yourself and you're saying all this stuff. It's like, nah, just like chill. Like, it's all good, man. And you're going to get there. And like, I appreciate this. I appreciate that I have the opportunity to learn this. I mean, I appreciate the showers. That's crazy. But you have all this, man. And then you'll start to appreciate what you have and well, what you don't. Maybe you won't be getting mad and you'll get some hope. And then you won't want the bag. You'll want the boat. The bag is, we start at a bag, but it ends up with a boat. So I hope you guys are smiling. I hope you relax, and I really hope you understand that you are where you need to be. And this is what I was saying earlier. Like, I clapped it up for you guys, honestly. Like, you should give yourself a clap on the hands. Like, I mean, fuck out of here. Like, this is only like 6,000 people. We came up on the whole entire stock market because only 15 people were watching something. Like, get your head out of your ass. Just because you're not super rich and you see a bunch of fucking fake people scamming and all this shit and all these people, this and that, who want to show off when I got a lot of, you won't even know what the hell I have. There's a lot of people with a lot who don't tell you that. So think about that. You're in the right place. You're learning about finances. You're applying yourself. You're setting a goal. You're getting a budget. You're getting a long-term portfolio. You're sitting here. I don't care what the fuck they say about what your result is. What are you doing? You're trying something and you're doing it. That's it. Don't tell me about my account. Don't tell me about what I failed at. Tell me about my dedication to this. Tell me about the fact that I didn't want to do something and now I do. Tell me about the fact that I'm in the game every single day. That needs to be clapped. In a positive clap, not a negative one. It's like, let's go. So that's what I'm saying. You guys are good. Like, take the pressure off. You're doing the right thing. Can you still make mistakes? Can you still fail? Yes. But keep going. Do not quit. And that's it. You're doing the right thing. That's just, it's not going to be reflected in your bank account or anything. And even it's always, it's delayed. It's lagging. So watch. But that's what I'm saying. You guys are doing good, man. So I love you. There's much love. Keep it up. Appreciate where you're at. It may not be as big as you thought or expected or wanted. Oh, but it's good enough. And you're doing good. And you have, like, you see what I'm saying? You're in the game. You made what? You think the Chad got big. It's because you saw Chad small. But in the grand scope of things, there's billions of people. And they're not doing what you're doing. A lot of people don't want to get into the stock market. A lot of people are scared to take their finances and do it. They're scared to learn about this. They're scared to expose the light on what they don't know. They're scared to lose their money. So you're doing it. Stop beating yourself up. Keep going. It may not, again, get rid of the and stop expecting. Get rid of the expectations, appreciate it all, and let's go. You know? So that's it, man. Rest assured, all kingdoms start small. You're doing good. Appreciate where you're at. I appreciate where I'm at now. I appreciated where I was at before. I appreciated you guys when it was only a few of you. And I don't care how many it goes to or anything. And maybe this is still even small, like I'm saying. And a lot of you, whether you think you're big or if you think you're not enough, you're at a certain point where it's like it's going to get bigger. It's always going to get bigger from there. But you got to believe it. And you got to relax and take that pressure off yourself. And that's it. Stop looking at it Stop focusing on it and stop looking at other people. And if you understand this, you're not going to judge other people because you understand the kingdom starts small. Be careful who you shit on. They might make it. You never know. That's what Nav said, and I love it. It's true. You never know. So it goes both ways. Show love, do the thing, but you're doing a good job, man. That's it. Run it up. Appreciate the small beginning. And it again, it's coming to the kingdom, baby. That's it. You know, I say the kingdom's closer than you think. The kingdom starts smaller than you think, too. Don't be fooled by the end result. Don't be fooled by the big words or the economic lessons I may give you. I didn't know shit before, bro. Started with knowing nothing. And then it goes, and then it goes. 19,000 orders later, 14 years later, you're going to, and who knows what's going to happen. And who knows, and it's going to go and go and go and go and go. All right? So that's it, baby. God bless you all. I love you all. That's your philosophy. You're chilling, man, and appreciate everything, man. You got a lot, and that's it. Don't let the world play you. Stop playing yourself, and that's it. They don't want you to believe that so they can sell you something. Honestly, whether it's a course, a health product, any whatever it may be. I don't even know what the hell it is. And maybe I sound like a tinfoil saying that. I don't care. The point is, you have it all. You got to believe it, and if you don't think you have all of it now, let that yeast sit there for a little bit. Just don't give up on it, and don't get mad at it. And don't get mad at yourself, dude. All right? So that's your philosophy. I almost said that's your watch list. I need to go to the bathroom. So make sure you guys are subscribed. We're live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before open. Drop your thumbs up on the video. You're on mobile. Press high chat. X out the chat. The thumbs up button. Second link for the nightly watch list and main channel. First link for the Scream Alerts Bootcamp and Real Estate course. Follow me on Instagram at the Trading Fraternity.